have been a part of the Cheese Board Cooperative for 44 years now.
You would see that you have an employer or a manager, and then on the other hand, you have an employee that does what the manager says. And any input that comes from the employee is kind of looked down or ignored. It's bad for the employee, it's bad for the business. And so the idea within the Cheese Board, I feel, is that all the job is equally paid. All the job is equally paid, but also all the jobs are motivated.
At other places I used to work, like, we do the exact same thing every single day, over and over and over again. And this is so much variety, and it's super nice to just be able to learn and do so many different things every single day.
You know, in all of the jobs that I have had in the past, I always used to think to myself, like, oh, you know, if I was the owner, how would I?
Do I have to say anything? Well, I'm not going to say anything. I want you to say, what are your impressions about what you've just seen? What does it mean to you, what you just looked at now? And are there any possibilities for you from what you've just seen? We've got a hand up at the back, so you'll have to speak a little bit loud so we all can.
A stranger came into a different place, a different city, and changed our community. He made something incredible in a town. That is what struck me over that movie.
What is something
They've
like
done it. But what struck me was they working cooperatively and not competitively.
Yeah. Together.
That's what struck me.
The other thing was they earn equal pay.
Yeah.
And that's important. I mean, I'm very impressed with this, you see. Equal pay for it doesn't matter your people. The minister says this morning, just your neighbor is your neighbor. Doesn't matter.
What I like is about loyalty amongst the community, the cooperative, and the way they work and the building that they created themselves to create food. Because for the menu, as I said, they never went to school or do something, but it's something that they created, that you have inside you, the thing that I like, whereby they did all whatever, they to put in all the effort and trust amongst themselves so that they can just see themselves in the next level.
Wat ek gesien het was, hulle doen dit alles so joyful, as een drag mag, en so, dis wat ek wil gesê het.
Just to translate what Auntie Jenny says, is that she enjoyed watching what they do and how they do it in unity with each other. And the translation of what you said, there is strength in unity. And that's what she quite enjoyed. Also that the people were happy.
What struck me was how they pooled resources. So it was not just about what you can do, but also who you can be in that space. And what they had to offer wasn't just food, but it was community, it was culture, it was social connection. So it's not just about money as a resource, but the other things.
So I was lucky enough to go to university in the same city, and I spent, I don't know how many times I've been to that place. It's a lot of times. And I have to say that the one thing that stands out is it makes one of the best pizza I've ever had. And you think that, oh, you need to go to like a special chain fancy store, place with a special chef to get the best pizza, right? But that's not actually true. Because they work together, they bring all their ideas together and they together make the best pizza, right? So that's the one thing that's really impressive also about the space. And also that they've been able to set up franchises that are also cooperatives. that work in the same way, where everyone still gets equal pay. There are some cooperatives in places that where it's not equal, where some people make a lot more than other people. Like there's a really big one in Spain called Mandragon or something. But the people who make it's not really a proper cooperative in the same sense. So this is much more impressive to me, at least.
There's something very significant that takes place. How people relate to each other, how they accommodate each other in terms of different social needs. The one chap in particular, he speaks about the reduction in his hours to be able to have more time with his son. The other youngster says that he passes this place very often. He was wondering what is the queue all about. He also speaks about the vegetarianism. What the hell? But then he starts to be employed in the cooperative. And he then engages with his work. A lot of the people that we see in the video are not alienated. There's something very important that they speak about. They speak about changing their roles constantly. They speak about doing different things in the cooperative. They speak about equality amongst men and women in the production process, in the decision-making process. There's one thing that I quite enjoyed about the decision-making process. There are different levels that people engage with each other in the decision-making process. But it also speaks to everyone has a voice in the decision-making process.
When it started off the bakery, how they expand and they started doing pizza and they went into other, like the business started to expand and they got more people involved. You know, that was like they grew because they had unity, everybody worked together and that whole the whole, for me that stands out.
It wasn't about him going to sit in a restaurant or a place alone, but he really used to go there for fellowship and companionship. And he would go there and people would all be sitting at one long table enjoying food together. So it's the togetherness that really stood out for me. People going there but not expect with an expectation that they will meet people there, that they will participate in what's actually happening in this space.
To me it was, in this cooperative, there is no greed. You try like something here. The bosses, they would want to make all the money. They wouldn't want to share equally. At the end of the year, your bonus, everybody gets the same. That is something that we must overcome here as well, is greed. But that people is nothing like that. So that is the main thing, greed. People's greed. If we can overcome that, we can become like them. Thank you.
It is also something we can implement here is we come together as a community and work together. That is something we can accomplish as well. It's only if we're willing to be able to commit ourselves to something like that. That's all we do as well.
You look in the documentary, just the people's faces. And also, I think one exciting thing is that the different generations, how they work with each other. Doesn't mean you're a young person, you listen to me. I'm older than you, I'm going to tell you what to do. But rather, or equal members, equal participation, and mutual respect for each other. Okay. I think we've had a very good introduction to where we want to go to have a conversation about the commons, what alternatives, opportunities exist. But there's one important thing What am I going to do? That is the most important thing of all of this. That we have to ask ourselves individually, what am I going to do? And you don't have to share it with anyone, but start thinking through how does this give me hope about what I want to do. So, thank you for now. We continue with the discussion. Ons gaan gou opskep en dan kan mense verder gesels. Okay, thank you.